Number 4, champions experience hurt and pain. Now, I don't want to be a sadist here or anything like that and say if you're not killing yourself and you're not in agony every day. But again, nothing great was ever won, and if you don't ever experience hurt and pain. Now, I'm not talking about I'm talking about the discomfort you feel after running quarters or mile repeats or something like that. That's a physical pain that you're going through. And you have to learn to overcome that. I used to tell the kids, you got to run out of your comfort zone. You can't run in your comfort zone all the time. But you're never going to get any better. You know, if you can run 2:30 halves forever, then you're never going to get any better. You got to run 2:25 or you got to run whatever. The next story is about Solenko kids. And when we won the championship, the state championship in '97, coach back there, he was there. He was at that meet, he'll tell you. Yeah, both of them. All right. That year in track, the year previous in track, Aaron Pfeiffer, who was one of the best runners in the state, in the district championships at Shippensburg, at the end of about the 3rd lap, her and her sister were running 1-2. And all of a sudden I saw Aaron sort of weave out into the 3rd lane and then back in and then right back out again and then right back in. And she came by me. I was standing at the 200-meter mark on the back side of the track. And I yelled at her, what's wrong? And she just pointed, she just grabbed her hip and in back of her leg. And she came around again, and I'm standing there. And when she came around the turn and started to run down the straightaway toward me, she was crying. I literally jumped over the fence, grabbed a hold of her, and pulled her off the track because she would not quit. And we took her to the hospital in Chambersburg. She had an avulsion fracture on her hip bone. Her hamstring pulled a piece of bone off her hip bone, almost an inch square. Yet she was still running. When we started cross country that year, she could run 1 mile. She could not run anything for 12 weeks. When we started, she could jog a mile in August when we started cross country. She ended up 8th at states. That was the first thing. Her sister Leah, who was already a 3-time all-state runner, and when Aaron came up to run with us, Aaron was really good, and we knew, and Leah had already been a league champion. She had been a district champion. She had finished 8th at states the year before as a 9th grader. So everybody knew, we knew. So I sat down with the 2 girls, and I said, Leah, what happens if Aaron beats you? And Leah said, don't worry, we've talked about this. We know it can happen. We're ready for this. I said, are you sure? And yes. First meet of the year, we run against McCaskey, over McCaskey, and Leah wins the race. Aaron's close to her, but Leah wins. Next meet of the year, we're over at Warwick, and right about at the mile mark, Aaron just went right by her. About 50 yards later, Leah goes right down. I run over to her, she's hyperventilating, she can't control her breathing. She never finished the race until the last meet of the year. So what she was saying to me that was all right, we've talked about this, we know this could happen, and we're prepared for this, wasn't true. Because Leah could not handle that. So we talked, and we talked, and we talked. We said, Leah, I finally said to Leah, I cannot fix this for you. You're the only one that can fix this. But I'm telling you right now, this team needs you. And they need you to run as good as you can run, because we could win a state championship, but we can't if you can't finish a race. So you got to do something to straighten this out. And we talked about some techniques about trying to control breathing while she was running and things like that. The last meet of the year up in Anvil Cleon, she finished the race. The next week, in the league meet, they went 1-2. The next week in the district meet, they went 1-2. The next week in the state meet, they went 8th and 6th and 12th. So Leah somehow overcame that and focused. And you know what it was? It was the one sentence that I said to her, this team needs you. And her obligation to the team was so strong that it overcame all the other fears and things like that she had about losing to her sister. So that was an amazing accomplishment to come from not finishing a race and 3 weeks later finishing 12th in the state championships.